Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a comparison between these two Keurig coffee makers. On the left, I got the Keurig K-Classic, and on the right, I got the Keurig K-Elite. So the K-Classic is retailing for around $120. I have seen it on sale for about $99. And the K-Elite retailing for $130. I have seen it on sale for around $100 also. Now, I do consider these kind of an older design, but they're very reliable. So when I say older design, they have been made for a while, but the buttons don't say ounces. You get to kind of know what the buttons mean. And the reservoirs aren't the easiest to take on and off. And when you open them up, they've got like a hinge here. The drip trays aren't the best as far as how they stay on. And so I compared, here's one of the newer ones, the K-Cafe Smart. The buttons are ounces. You don't have the extra hinge. You just got the hinge that opens up there. The reservoirs are a lot nicer. They got nice handles. So the newer models, and they operate a little different. There's a heating element in here that heats the water as it runs through the coffee maker. There's no internal tank that holds water and gets heated up. So these things are very fast. As soon as you press the brew button, they start brewing. Both of these have internal water tanks that hold water, and that water has to heat up before it'll brew. So first thing in the morning, these things do take about 2 minutes to warm up that water, and they sound really loud, boiling that water, and then they're ready to brew. Okay, so let's take a look at the coffee makers. They're very simple to operate. They got these nice handles. They hinge open. They've got a single needle on the bottom and a single needle on the top that's going to pierce the K-cup. They got a drip tray. They got a water reservoir on the left-hand side. The water reservoir is removable. They both will accept a tall handle water filter also, but you don't need the water filter to use the coffee maker. Okay, so on the K-Classic, these buttons represent ounces. So we got 6, 8, 10. Over here, these buttons, you can see how the cups get larger. So we're going to start off at 4. 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. And we have an over ice button. The over ice button brews 6 ounces into an iced coffee. We got a hot water button. We got a strong button. If you want kind of a stronger taste, it just kind of slows the brew down a little bit. We got a clock. We can program this to come on in the morning, but it just turns the coffee maker on. It doesn't brew a K-cup. It gets that internal water tank up to the right temperature. Both of these have internal water tanks that heat the water up. Then once the water gets heated, then it will turn a pump on and shoot it through the K-cup. Over here, we have a power button on the K-Classic. Add water light. We got a descale light. Now, this red heating light will come on anytime that's heating that water on the inside. Okay, so let's brew a K-cup with each one. K-cups hold 2 tablespoons of coffee. Put it in there. It's going to pierce the top and the bottom when I close it. Very easy. Let's do this one and close it. I've already had these turned on and ready to go, so the internal water is already at the right temperature. Let's do 8 ounces. So 4, 6, 8, and 8. Okay, so they both start brewing at the exact same time. Okay, let's see if we can check temperature. 192, 192. Okay, so they both start and stop at exactly the same time. Let's see how hot a cup of coffee we end up with. 173, almost 174. Same cup of coffee. Now what you're hearing right now is that internal water tank heating the water up to the right temperature. So I have been drinking the coffee out of these. Both of these make a very hot cup of coffee that tastes good. Now you're not able to brew again until that water reaches the right temperature. The red light came on and then it went out. So again, here's the cup of coffee out of both of them. You can see they're exactly the same. I think they taste exactly the same. Open them up, taking the K-cup out, you can see they both did a good job. Looks exactly the same. Okay, so the K-Classic, you're gonna be 6, 8, or 10. You got a power button. Over here on the K-Elite, you just got a lot more buttons. The iced button works really well. I do like having a nice clock there. It does have more of an overall metal finish. You know, the drip tray is metal. This one's plastic. And being able to brew 4 ounces through a K-cup, you can kind of make like a cappuccino or a latte. That'll mimic an espresso shot with a very concentrated coffee. Okay, so you can see they both make exactly the same cup of coffee. The K-Elite, you're going to get a lot more functions. Definitely the over ice one works good. You know, the clock, being able to program to start in the morning again. It doesn't brew a cup of coffee. Again, these are nice coffee makers, but they're very reliable. The newer ones are also nice and fast and quieter, but sometimes they do have some problems. I think these have been around a long time. These are just very reliable. I've never had a problem with the newer coffee makers, but sometimes you do have problems. And the newer ones they're going to 5 needles on the top. This is your standard single needle top and bottom. You know, the newer ones, it's got the multi-brew. It's got 5 needles on the top. Water comes out all 5 needles. I do think it helps with the brew a little bit. You know, the K-Elite, they first started getting into, I can adjust the temperature, the brew temperature. So that's a nice feature, but it's kind of hidden in the menu a little bit. It's a little tricky to find. You know, the K Supremes, they all have temperatures now that you can ramp. And I think having the brew temperature, being able to go up really does help with the taste of the coffee. Again, nothing wrong with these coffee makers other than the functionality of them. I don't like seeing the cups. I like seeing ounces. I think the drip trays are a little, the drip tray is always falling off. I don't like the water reservoirs. They're just not designed really well. I mean, these look nice. Just taking the reservoir on and off can be kind of tricky. The new ones with the handles are just so much easier. Okay, so you might be asking why I'm doing this video of these old coffee makers. They still sell a bunch of them. So the Amazon webpage, they just came out with this new feature. Look at that. It says 10,000 of the K-Classics were bought in the past month. That's a lot of coffee makers. And the K-Elite, 9,000 were bought in the last month. And it's Amazon #1 best-selling. So and a lot of that has to do with whatever goes on sale. Whatever goes on sale, a lot sells, so then it goes right to the best-selling. But I have seen the K-Classic at the best-selling quite a few times. Again, that list changes almost daily, depending on what's on sale. But the K-Classic has really hovered around Amazon's #1 best-selling. Again, I do like that these are reliable coffee makers. They both have descale lights that come on. I have descale videos, how to descale both of them with vinegar and with the Keurig descaling solution. And the descaling process on these older ones is nothing like the new ones. The new ones, you got to put it into a descale mode, which can be tricky. These, it's just simply running the vinegar through it and making sure you do a lot of freshwater rinses. So I hope this video helps. That's the point of my videos. I just want to help. I do have all the Keurigs, and so when I want to do a comparison between the two, I will go grab them. I appreciate everybody's support. If you could give it a thumbs up, that really helps my channel. And hit the subscribe button. I got a lot of coffee makers. I'm also going to be reviewing new coffee makers. Keurig just released a new K-Iced. I did a review on it. So if you want to see the new coffee makers and the reviews on those, hit the subscribe button. Hit the little notification bell. You'll get a notification when I release one. I'll put links to both of these in the show description notes. So underneath the video, you see the word see more. Click on it. It'll expand the video or expand the wording down there, and you'll see these links to Amazon. I am an Amazon affiliate. If you click on the link, it takes you right to Amazon to that product. If you end up buying the product doesn't cost you anymore, but I do get a commission from that sale. This is a way of supporting my channel. Again, everybody has been so nice, very supportive. If there's any other coffee maker reviews you'd like to see, leave them in the comments down below. And what's your thoughts on these? I hate to use the word older, but these older Keurigs. What's your thoughts? They've sold a bunch of these coffee makers. So again, thanks everybody for liking. And if you could, please like and subscribe.